My name is Lily. I am a twin mom. I have identical twin girls. Their names are Josephine and Rosemary, and they are the greatest things. They are going to be 8 months old in just a couple weeks. They turned 7 months old on April 10th. I was gonna make a list of like things that I really highly recommend getting for twins, but when I was making the list, I was like, okay, this is kind of long. I don't want to put like a whole bunch of stuff in one video. So this is just stuff that made it easier for me during the hospital stay, and then stuff that made it easier when I would go and hang out with them in the NICU. So for the hospital stay, I got admitted about 2 days before I delivered the girls. I did have an induction and I did have a vaginal delivery. I delivered them at 33 weeks and 5 days. My hospital bed had a USB port where I could plug in a phone charger, just in case you're in the situation where your hospital bed doesn't. It's really good to have a long charger. Your own bathroom supplies. They do give you bath soaps to use. I just like using my own. Extra clothes, extra socks, and make sure the clothes you pack are pajamas. It's really good to have like flowy shirts, flowy pants, like nothing that's really tight. Just make sure you're comfortable. I just didn't pack enough clothes, so definitely I would say pack a couple more outfits than you're expecting. Hair ties and hair brush. I did not pack that in my hospital bag before I got admitted. Bring your own pillow, blanket, and then also for your partner, make sure they have their own pillow and blanket. The hospital will give you blankets and pillows. Their blankets are super thin and their pillows are not like firm at all. It just feels like air. Handheld game system. I know that one's a little, a lot of people are like, just be in the moment, enjoy postpartum and delivery and stuff like that. I feel like my situation was different. I was in the ICU and then I went to a postpartum room, and during all that I didn't have my babies with me, and I could only spend so much time in the NICU because at the end of the day I was still a patient. I had a lot of complications that had me get an induction, so having a handheld game system really just was comforting, and it helped pass the time because a bag to put your dirties in, to keep like dirty clothes separate from your clean clothes. That was really nice to have because just being there so long, you just want to keep things organized because the room is not big at all. Bring cash or just set aside a little bit of money to prepare for buying food while you're at the hospital. The hospital made me food and it was horrifying. And here is one of my babies. She just wants to be held. She doesn't want to go play. Say hi! This is Josephine, my little red-headed baby. We were really lucky because our hospital, it had a cafeteria which served really good food. But we also had like a Chick-fil-A, a Subway, a sushi place, a pizza place, Starbucks, like they were fully loaded with different foods and stuff like that. So we spent a lot of money on getting food from there. Postpartum, they'll give you a lot of stuff postpartum. And if you need more, you just ask them and they'll give it to you. The two things I really recommend though is the Frida Peri bottle. The hospital Peri bottle, it works. It's just the Frida one made it a lot easier. I brought myself a couple of extra wet wipes, like packages of wet wipes, because the postpartum wet wipes only come with like I think like 5 or 10 to a pack, and I was going through those like water and I didn't want to have to keep asking for them because it just, wet wipes made it easier for me. And then also the mesh underwear and giant pads that the hospital give you, those were just really uncomfortable, so I ended up getting a pack or a couple packs of diapers, and I would wear diapers, and I wore those even after discharge. Bring your pump, bring a bottle brush, and then bring some soap. They will give you sterilizer bags that you can use there, and they have a hospital pump that works really well. I would use the hospital pump, and then I would clean the hospital pump stuff, and then the next pumping session I would use my wearable pumps that I got, and then after those I would wash those and then use the hospital pump. So it was just alternating, making sure everything dries out really well in between use. So that was really helpful. So yeah, mainly just stuff to make it comfortable, easy for you. I just know with twins, you never know what's gonna happen, and it's just easier to be more prepared, I feel like, and just to make yourself more comfortable. The hospital stay was really hard for me. It was just, the hospital and NICU were very, very different. It was something else, but it wasn't fun. Now we're gonna go through stuff that I recommend you bring to the NICU with you. And the way the NICU was set up was the girls had their own like family style room. So it would be 2 incubators and then a sofa that pulls out into a bed, which was really nice. And they also had a mini fridge in there as well, and then places to store items and whatnot. So in the NICU I would take a lot of snacks because I was pumping in there too. Comfy clothes, like comfy flowy clothes. I bought a lot of like sweaters because it was more, I delivered the girls in September, so the weather was starting to get colder in the south. So I wore a lot of like sweaters and flowy pants and just stuff to just be comfortable. A good diaper bag. My diaper bag didn't really have any baby stuff in it. It just had all my pumping stuff, like breast milk storage bags, my pump, a brush to clean my pumps with, baby dish soap to clean my pumps. I used the Itsy Ritsy Boss Plus bag. I really like that diaper bag, and it's still basically brand new, with the girls being almost 8 months. It's a very, very durable, good bag. I highly recommend that one. And then I brought my sound machine from home just because the NICU is kind of noisy in the sense of like monitors beeping and stuff like that. And I don't know, I just didn't like the sound of all the monitors and stuff. I had the Hatch machine, which comes with like some songs that are like kid friendly and nice, and then just also like white noise and stuff like that. Baby flashcards. We would do a lot of little like baby flashcards with the girls while they were in the NICU. They liked looking at all the different like colors on the baby flashcards. We did the black and white ones at first, and then we did a little bit of the color ones, and the girls really enjoyed that. Books are always good to just sit there and read to them. They love hearing your voice. Mittens were a big thing. I really was glad that I was able to take mittens into the NICU. The girls had NG tubes in for a little bit, and they would always pull them out. So the NICU let us bring in mittens to put on their hands, so it would prevent them from pulling out the NG tube as much. And they also scratched their face a little bit, so the mittens just helped a lot with that stuff. If y'all are interested, I can definitely keep making more videos. I know I used to post a lot of like gaming clips and whatnot, but this is definitely a content switch. But if y'all are interested, I could definitely do like a pregnancy video, like how pregnancy was for me, or just my birth story, because that was very crazy. I had PPCM, hypertension, and preeclampsia. Oh my goodness. And it was just a very, very crazy experience. Say hi! Just biting and eating your little sheep. Your little sheep say ow! He said ow! Mwah. Sister is sleeping, so we got this one. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. My goal is to just keep it very very real, raw, relatable. We're not very fancy people. We just keep it very real. And that's my other baby waking up. So we're gonna end the video here. Say bye, Jojo Bean.